ऑलराइट, नमस्ते सुनील जी, आपका बेहद शुक्रिया इस पॉडकास्ट सीरीज में आने के लिए, जिसमें हम समझेंगे कि टचलेस का महत्व क्या है और टचलेस फैसिलिटी मैनेजमेंट हम कैसे सीखें, कैसे हम टच पॉइंट्स को आइडेंटिफाई करें और फ्यूचर के गुड मंत्र या हमें बिल्डिंग्स को भी वैक्सीनेटेड कैसे रखें। सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग सुनील जी, बहुत बहुत दिल से शुक्रिया आपका शो पे आने के लिए। ओवर टू यू सर।
Namaste, Diksha. First of all, I must compliment you and your whole team. जो आप काम कर रहे हैं, really futuristic, and जो ये स्थिति से हम जिस फेज से गुजर रहे हैं, उसके लिए the work you are doing is really commendable, and I'm really appreciative of you and all your team. All of you are always smiling, charming, and so bubbly, full of energy and action that it's really nice to work with you at any point of time, and so encouraging and so exciting to be part of all that you do. So I am happy to be here on part of this recording and this presentation. Let's share what best possible so that we can reach out to more people and share our experiences and our ideas to the rest of the world.
थैंक यू सर। या थैंक यू सो मच सुनील जी, ये तो मेरे काफ़ी अच्छा है कि आप हमारे शो पे आए और आपका एक्सपीरियंस हमें काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण होगा इस पूरे जर्नी में। तो सुनील जी, हमें बताइए कि क्या टच पॉइंट्स है। पीपल टॉक अबाउट टच पॉइंट्स, टचलेस एंड लॉट मेनी थिंग्स, पर हमें थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन कीजिए कि टच पॉइंट्स क्या है, कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करें और बिल्डिंग्स में हम अपने चेकलिस्ट या एसओपी को कैसे सुनिश्चित करें। ओवर टू यू सर।
Diksha, I want to elaborate on touchless concept. So the basic idea of touchless concept is something saying that you should not touch something with your fingers. That's what many people think. Actually, it's not that. I believe in a different way. I think touchless is a large concept and much bigger than what we see today. So touchless can be divided into 3-4 kinds of verticals. One is avoiding physical touch with your fingers or physical touch with your skin. For example, if I want to open a door, I need not put a physical finger to push it, physical skin to touch it. I can just push with a stick or with my leg or with a device that I can push and open with a force. So that is one kind of touchless. So you don't touch. That's the basic that all of us think about. The second is not using a touch at all to open the same door. So I don't touch the door at all. I go there, stand there, it senses body motion or it senses motion, and then it opens automatically, which we are all there. So again, touchless. So that's also a concept of touchless where you don't physically touch something. The third is you touch something, but it is not the touch of what another person has used or touched. For example, disposables is a good example. So if I use disposables, spoons or anything disposable, for example, caps or shoe covers or whatever disposables, they are not touched by anybody. They come out of a packet, touched only by you and disposed. So this is also a kind of touchless activity that comes into the concept of touchless. So it is only your personal touch. And the next point is touchless with only touching what is personal to you. How to explain? Explain that, for example, touching a mobile phone is not touched by other people. So this is touching only what is personal to you, like your car key. You can open your car, you can close your car, you can touch only what is personal to you. So this is touchless in a sense where you don't touch anything else beyond what is personal to you. Okay. The next kind of touchless is, so touchless is a broader sense. Touchless is, for example, you take the retina concept. So you can do many things with the retina. You can even authenticate a document. You can today passports you can authenticate. I mean, in airports, you can just wave a hand, and then your boot can open. or something can go. So touchless is a larger concept of many things put together and not necessarily only physical touch. So the world is going in a very big way to make touchless. Why touchless? So I'll elaborate later. Early as it starts. Why touchless? All of us know primarily one of the big boosters for touchless facility was this Corona and COVID-19 situation that happened. So that's one part of touchless, which is related to health hygiene, which is a key element of touchless because touching or interacting your skin, physical skin with something else can cause a lot of health related, hygiene related issues. So one of the main aspects why touchless comes into existence is health and hygiene. So number one. The number two part of touchless is ease and convenience. You drive your car, you want to enter your office. Why should the security guard look at you and then press a button and open a door or say go or we tell you stop, I can't see your sticker, blah 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 blah. Just put a RFID on the car, your gate opens. Or touchless, so ease and convenience. You want to open your house door or you want to on your air conditioning in the house or the car, just use your mobile phone, touch it, and then it can open. So touchless, you don't have to physically touch or go there, be present. Ease and convenience. The third is amazing sense of compliance and capture. I'll tell you an example. I was in Singapore a couple of, probably before this COVID, I just came back. So first time I experienced a complete touchless check-in to departure experience. I'm sure many of the people would have experienced the same, but since it's the forum, I'm trying to tell you. So I went there with my bag. The doors opened on its own after getting down from the car. I went to the check-in counter. No human was there. I put my bag on a weighing scale. It measured. It says you are correct. If you are not, if your weight was not correct, it will not allow you to go forward. So it was said my weight was correct. Then it gave me a baggage ticket. I put it onto my bag. In case the weight was more, the baggage ticket, the screen would say, please pay the extra amount for luggage. And then I went forward. Then I went to a booth which says immigration clearance. I put my passport, looked at the camera. It says, okay, thank you for coming to Singapore. You're exiting out. It cleared my immigration. It did whatever it had to do. I went to the security. Security was a total body scanner. So nobody touched me. Nobody did anything. There was somebody far away who was looking at the scanner. I went in. It told me to turn 3-4 directions. And then we did that out of the security. And then I was in the duty-free area. The last point before boarding the gate, there was another check, which was a scan again by some physical security, which was touchless, but of course aided by security officers. And then I was in the aircraft. This entire experience, which many people get anxiety, get stressed, lot of tension. I'm just giving you a string, absolutely touchless. So imagine you come to your office. आप आते ही समय you think, अरे guard अभी gate खोलेगा नहीं खोलेगा, will my gate be functional or not? So if this touchless, you actually have a very good morning. And then when you go to the biometric attendance or your attendance feature, if it's touchless, just flash your card or I don't know, show your face or look at the retina. If it punches your attendance, it is just a breeze through. So even if you forgot your ID card, if you forgot, you are there in person to do that activity. You know, maybe many ways you can do it. So it's already installed. Some of it is installed in our office at GMR. So it's there. And then when you go to your desk, I'm just telling futuristic. You say, you tell, okay, Google, please on my air conditioning, switch on my laptop and order coffee for me to the pantry. You don't touch the phone. You don't touch the remote. You didn't touch the air conditioning. 2 seconds में सब on हो गया. Fantastic, no? Convenience, ease and convenience. And I didn't interact with anybody and nothing wrong. For all this, we don't need people. Everything we are doing, so we are not reducing manpower. We are using technology to the fullest. I'm only saying tip of the iceberg. The potential of touchless is very, very, very huge, very huge. So it's tremendous. Autonomous cars. You can tell your car to come and park in front of your door when you want it. Just give a command, it will come out of the parking and park. Or just get on front of your door and say park, it will park. So touchless is an amazing concept that is going forward. And it's got tremendous potential, not only which we largely think is related to COVID, but a future that will change the way people interact and the way people will live in every sphere of life, especially in office where we spend most of the time with our eyes open. घर जाने के बाद we sleep 7-8 hours.
वेरी तो आपका एक्सपीरियंस था जिसमें आपको काफ़ी खुशी महसूस हुई, तो भारत के में अडेप्शन कितना ज़रूरी है? मतलब भारत में अभी भी ऐसे एरियाज हैं जहाँ पे हमें काफ़ी टेक्नोलॉजी ड्रिवन करना है, लोगों को सिखाना है और अडेप्शन भी करना है। तो सर आपके नज़रिए में एज अ लीडर व्हाट यू थिंक कि भारत में कब तक अडेप्शन हो जाएगा और अडेप्शन की पद्धति कैसे अपनाएं? ओवर टू यू सर।
दीक्षा, अडेप्शन हो रहा है लार्जली अभी मेट्रोज में हो रहा है, large cities में हो रहा है, trickling down to B towns and largely associated with larger corporate houses or larger brands. For example, today if you go to PVR to watch a movie, it's part of the facilities domain. This is part of the entertainment business under the facilities domain. If you want to go and watch a movie, previously, especially when I was young, I had to go stand in line. If it was a very high hit movie, then सबके साथ धक्का खाना है, आगे पीछे पीछे एक धक्का देगा, आगे से पीछे देगा, हम किसी को दे रहे हैं. Then by the time we reach the counter, that fellow would have interacted with 10-15 people. I know he must be doing ticket like that also. He will pull a ticket and give it to you, which I don't know goddamn what it is. And then that ticket will go into your pocket or somebody else's pocket. Then you go show it at 1, 2, 3 places. And by the time you enter the screen, the entry to the movie experience itself is a very touch-based experience, including the interval area. For example, I'm just taking an example. So today, you see PVR across the group, you don't have to touch anybody. Am I correct? I'm sure you must have gone to PVR if I'm not right. If I'm not wrong, sorry. And most of the people would have gone to PVR. So you do everything from your home. You go there, there's a scanner, barcode scanner, etc. You just show your phone there. You don't even have to touch it. Just show it, it's scanned. Then there's a pass-through security, and then you go through. And then once you go to your seat is the only place of touch point that you are touching because it's used by another person. Otherwise, you have to be seated. And then the rest of the order, etc., actually can come to you. You can order from the phone itself. And it can be an experience. So adoption rate, I'm just using this as an example, in many areas are becoming very much implementable, implemented, and to be implemented stages where touchless is going to become a future. So Bharat में काफी सारा जगह पे शुरू हो गया and people are experiencing. For example, RFID काफी basement parking में जाइए, mall में, offices में, किधर भी जाइए, public places किधर भी जाइए, basement parking का भी RFID हो गया ना. You just pass your car through, you will get a ticket when the car comes through. You just take a parking ticket and the RFID opens and then you go. Parking हो गया. You go to many of the vending machines. You just have to either wave your finger or use a barcode on your phone or copy the menu on your phone and then press, then it will vend. Coffee you want, you don't touch anything, only your cup you take and put it under the dispenser, you will get a coffee. So काफी जगह पे it is going. I am not saying it is spread to all sectors, but experiences have started in a big way. Airports also have started. Some of our airports, especially the private airports, already we have started touchless. See, even today, if you go to a Bombay airport or a Delhi airport or anywhere, your bag nobody touches. You place it on the belt and the lady just puts a tag and it goes away. Actually, you don't interact much. But there is potential for making it go further. There are things that are getting to go further. There are touch points that can be addressed in a much better way. And covered, larger scope of coverage can be brought into India in a much big way. So there's a huge potential. And I'm sure in the next decade or in the next 5 years and decade, 2 phases of the decade, we will see a tremendous change in the potential for the concept of touchless self-use and no physical contact services that will come. And India mein kya hai, there is, I just like to end with this note, India mein kya hai, everything cannot be touchless. We are a very traditional nation. We are very warm at heart. We believe in a lot of relationship. We believe in a lot of human touch and personal touch. So for example, would you like a robot to come and do service for you? Or will you want a belt, escalator belt in a restaurant to just pass around and you'll pick up what you want like they show in the WhatsApp videos and other YouTube videos. India mein ye chalega nahi. It's touchless, absolutely touchless, but it's not a, so it will be a quasi, that means it will be a amalgamation, a mix of two concepts that will come to the extent where it is acceptable. Suppose somebody opens a facility which is completely touchless. Let us say, I don't know if you've gone abroad, I'll tell you an experience. I was in Canada. So you go to this restaurant, nobody looks at you. You go in, every food is available in a buffet counter. I'm saying 200 dishes, 200 items, hot, cold, drinking, consuming salads, everything is available. You pick up what you want. When you come out, the tray you just put on a counter, it will tell you how much is your bill. You pay the bill, the gate will open, and then you get out. So there is no service, nobody there. Doing very well in Canada, for example, or in the US. I was in the US in a similar place, in a cafeteria. Okay. But in India, if you bring this, the next day, probably my mailbox or the service mailbox or the restaurant's mailbox XYZ may not get the same response, but they will, people here in India love or are used to some kind of personal touch. So Bharat mein kya hoga? Where it is possible, where it's irritating. Abhi security guard aapko frisk kar raha hai. He's touching your dress. He's touching your persona. You don't like it. There, absolutely, India will love it. Don't intrude my personal space. Perfectly. India will love it. So there's the potential. I'm giving you this as an example. So wherever possible, and there is a lot of scope, this touchless concept will become a big hit in India if it goes. But we cannot take away the personal touch in India. It's as good as the microwave oven coming and you're telling your mother not to cook. Acceptable, not acceptable. In spite of the microwave oven, you still need the mother. Over to you.
Very true, sir. मतलब आपने ज़बान की बात छीन ली. Definitely yes, touchless हम लोग का जो प्यार, मोहब्बत, compassion है, वो तो machine based नहीं हो सकता. Definitely yes. But I completely appreciate जो आपने पूरा process बताया. तो I'm sure people will look into that कि ये aspect में जो adaptation है, वो हो रहा है, जारी है, चाहे छोटे स्तर पे हो, but हो रहा है. The change will come sooner. Last question, Sunil sir, कि ये तो हमने बताया कि एंड यूजर, हमारे विजिटर या एंड यूजर कैसे बेनिफिट हो सकते हैं. जो हमारे खुद के कर्मचारी हैं, जैसे जेनिटर हो गए, सुपरवाइजर हो गए या एफएम डिपार्टमेंट में, उनका कैसे टच पॉइंट आइडेंटिफाई करें और उसे हम कैसे मिनिमाइज करें अपने लोगों के लिए. ओवर टू यू सर. दैट वुड बी माय लास्ट क्वेश्चन. ओवर टू यू.
मुद्दे पे आ गए, and this is core to what we do in our profession. So I'm really happy that you brought out this question.
Thank you.
This is what this is the takeaway that probably I would want to talk about in the next few minutes. So in offices, we have different stakeholders, correct? Not only Karamchari ही नहीं है, but बाकी बहुत सारा stakeholders है, 360-degree stakeholders है, visitors है, guests है, senior management है, promoters है, colleagues है, employees है, बहुत सारा लोग है, drivers है, बहुत सारा लोग है. So how to make an office more touchless based? So for employees, I'll talk about every segment. Employees के लिए, the best thing an employee would want to avoid is, for his service, preferable to a self-service model. The moment you ask somebody, especially in a corporate sector and especially in our cultural sector, I will tell you an example. पहले हम लोग हमारा पैसा बैंक से विड्रॉ करने के लिए जाते थे ना, पहले maybe 10-15 years back, हम लोग को एक पर्ची दिया करता था. वो पर्ची में withdrawal slip बोलते थे. We used to fill up that पर्ची and then go give it to a clerk. He will look at that पर्ची, he will check 2-3 things, and he'll give you a round token. वो कभी-कभी वो ही स्टेज पे वो पर्ची may be rejected. Okay, and then you are in anxiety. So going to bank was a fearful experience. Even now, for many people at the rural side, it was a very anxious moment. तो उधर जाते थे, देते थे, then we used to get a token, and that fellow will keep that पर्ची somewhere below. आपका बारी कब आएगा आपको पता ही नहीं. Suddenly आपका नंबर से आगे बहुत सारा नंबर भी जा सकता है, because you have given the token उबड़ खाबड़ और आगे पीछे दे सकता था. So problem is you will depend on that person how to get your money back, and your money. and it may take anywhere from 10 minutes to maybe 1 hour or more to get. I'm just cutting it short. I hope you understood the experience. Today, what happened? Touchless. You just touch your own device. Anywhere in the world, you can make payment. You go to an ATM, can
So
flash your card. So what I was saying, the bank. So I was just telling you the bank experience used to be anxious. Today, the bank experience is totally pleasurable. Your money anywhere, any place, anytime, ATM. You can call it automated teller machine, anytime money, anywhere money, anytime, whatever. So the A has become very omnipresent everywhere. So office may be same. The moment an employee comes and asks, sir, can you give me, for example, let us say he's eligible for a mobile phone. If you come and tell him or he's eligible for a leave or some, the moment he asks somebody, that fellow will say, abhi nahi yaar, 2 दिन के बाद मोबाइल उसका ड्रॉयर में रहेगा या उसको लीव सैंक्शन करने में या वो ठीक करने में, for example, or any other facility देने में, it will take hardly 30 seconds. Just one button and then it's done. And this employee can rest in peace. But this fellow will say, बाद में आइए, अभी मैं मीटिंग में जा रहा हूँ, आपने ये क्यों नहीं किया, वो क्यों नहीं किया. And the experience will become a lot more complicated and laborious by the time he finishes what he wants. So employees, if they can get self-service model similar to a Ola Uber model, it will be the best. So the employee life cycle in an office, right from coming in to the by the vehicle or the transport, to the entry, to the attendance marking, to your workstation experience, to your breaks, to your activities, has got lot of potential. Even in work, these are facilities. Okay, even in work, suppose you have to make a report. If you have to do a report physically, manually, ask 10 people and do it, it's going to be very difficult. If it's all touchless, and if it's the touchless concept, which I mean that you don't have to ask anybody, there's a push-pull from the system. That report every day morning you get a MIS, every day, every hour you get an MIS on what is the status, or it's very easy to get a push-pull technique to the employee so that the dependability on others become minimal. I'm not saying it can be avoided. I know a company in India, another example. It's really a little funny example. I'll tell you why I'm telling you this example. It cannot be totally technology driven or totally touchless driven. There should be a human element. If it's totally touchless, probably this example will tell you. So I know a person who joined a company, very large company, one of the large companies in India, and that company practices a practically no touchless concept in their work culture. So if you want to order something, you have to raise a purchase order. You have to, all that you can do from your device. You don't have to talk to anybody. The moment the PR or the purchase request is raised, it will go to some another computer who is supposed to convert that PR into the next stage within few hours, or there's a due diligence. If it doesn't happen, then the escalation matrix. Then so the same thing process converting into a PR and delivery, and the person who raised the PR will get an automated mail saying that ये सब हो गया, आपका product ये time पे आ जाएगा. And it's a due diligence. नहीं आएगा, it will be a big halla. It will get escalated. So complete. So an employee doesn't know who is the purchase officer in his department, literally in that company. The employee doesn't know who is the commercial person in that department. They may be working in the same office. So all these people work largely on systems. So one of my friends joined that company and he got a house in the township. So he got a house in the township. It was, I think, about 3-4 days. One day a visitor came to visit him. So visitor जैसे आ गया, the visitor was at the gate. So the guard said, "Sir, आपको ये touchless करना है." Touchless क्या है? उसको visitor को तो पता नहीं है. And this new guy who joined, senior guy, he also didn't know what was the visitor touchless facility. So this guy called and they both spoke to each other personally, but this fellow could not come and meet him because of this touchless facility which was there. It took almost 40 minutes for them to download software, blah, 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 blah. And then the OTP was sent and OTP came back and then the guard recognized and he put it in. And then the 40 minutes wait ke baad, you would imagine what the experience for the guest and the anxiety for the host, who was my friend, how he would have felt bad or whatever in doing this exercise. So a mix of both, you understand technology where it's driven. So completely you can't be technology touchless based or technology based. Completely nahi ho sakta. You have to have a model which is both, and elements where it can be 100%, it can be 80-20, it can be 70-30, or the other way around, it can be 30. For example, cafeteria experience. Today and the last few days, during this COVID only, we had digitalized the entire cafeteria experience. There are many companies who are there who are doing this. We had also done that. We had made seat booking, we had made food order, we had made delivery to your station, blah, 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 lot of experiences. But believe me, though people ate the food, they were not very happy. The moment I opened the cafeteria to physical use, there was a flood of people. Because बहुत सारा गॉसिप हो रहा था, चर्चा हो रहा था, एक दूसरे को मिल रहे थे, आपके जैसा हंसी उन लोग को दिख रहा था. All the charm came out when it was a physical and personal interaction and not a touchless interaction. So touchless cannot be 100%. So that is the employee life cycle. Let's say my karamchari, what you said, my service provider. Let's say I have a large team which takes care of the facility. They take care of the housekeeping, maintenance, services, etc., etc. Every time what I used to do previously or anybody used to do, boss, ये क्यों साफ नहीं है, ये वॉशरूम क्यों स्मेल कर रहा है, ये कॉफी क्यों टाइम पे नहीं पहुंचा, ये प्रॉब्लम है, वो प्रॉब्लम है, ये प्रॉब्लम. Today, everything comes to me on a touchless model. I go to my my entire team, that the service provider who works with us, he uses the software, and just a few taps here and there, reports come, escalations come, complaints come, resolution comes, unresolved issue comes. So absolutely, the fellow is also working, not spending time outside somebody's cabin or at somebody's desk or somebody's area where he's going to get a shouting. Everything is so well organized and systematic and captured so well that the entire service and operation has become seamless and at ease without the emotion of anxiety, fear, difficulty, whatever, all the bad emotions are gone away. So the person focuses largely on the deliverables and the operation. So Karmachari ke liye, it's amazing, including his attendance. Geofencing is there. There are n number of things. I'm sure everybody knows. I don't have to delve into it, but I'm sure geofencing apps are there, reporting apps are there, photo apps are there. You can capture a photo and send it to somebody, and then find a resolution. Yesterday evening, I'm at this place where I am staying. We had a problem with the electricity. The inverter was not working. So through a video system, the guys spoke to each other and they resolved the matter. So it's a tremendous operational tool that touchless facility can bring in. And the biggest advantage of all this from an operations point of view for the employee, the management and the service provider and the people who work at the ground level is not waste time on MIS. 10 years back, MIS बनाने के लिए 3 दिन कभी-कभी होता था. You spend 3 hours in a day making MIS because the boss who wanted the MIS will ask it this fashion, that fashion, this color, why this full stop is not there, what comma is there, why this number. Today, nothing required. Just send a screenshot or just open a system, all on touchless model, or just say whatever. So कर्मचारी के लिए, employees के लिए, and the management के लिए touchless is a beautiful experience. Visitors, guests, people who come, VIPs who come to visit facility, corporates, what is the experience to them? Amazing experience. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to be anxious anymore. You are coming and you have a hygiene loaded, health free facility. So today, if you come, for example, to my office, the moment you come, there is a nice device. You stand there, it captures your temperature. It tells you what is the time of the day. It tells you if you're authorized inside, and it tells you place your hand under. Then it shows you sanitizer. You don't touch anybody. The security guard or puchne ka bhi zarurat. If you're authorized, you get a visitor pass on your phone. That's it. Enter and go meet anybody you want. Your person you want to meet also gets a visitor notification, and he goes and meets that person. So it's a real boon and a real experience that this touchless is bringing into the activity. One is ease of operations, efficiency increase, the personality quotient improves double, triple, and confidence improves a lot. All the negative bad emotions are removed, which improves efficiency of the person. Ultimately, I'm not going more, ultimately making the workplace a very happy, exciting, joyful place that you wish to come to when you get up every day morning, instead of all those blues that we used to have. and it really changes the platform and the environment for everybody who works there, and making the corporate office or the corporate environment a better place. If that's a better place, the same travels to other corporates. If other corporates, it travels into the society, into the other common areas, and thereby making the whole society, including your home, a beautiful place with pleasurable living, and improves the lifestyle in a large way, in a beautiful manner. Hope that explains.
Yes, sir. Of course, it definitely. You want to say something? अच्छा यस सर यस सुनील सर, आपने बताया कि आपने 5 चीज़ों को काफ़ी अच्छे से बताया कि संतुलन कैसे बनाएं, अडैप्शन होने के साथ साथ भी हमें 30% 20 ईयर कैसे करना है वो हमें सोचना है, बट एज अ लीडर आपने हमें स्टेक होल्डर्स के बारे में बताया, तो काफ़ी अच्छा लगा सुन के कि हमें कैसे कंपैशनेटली हम अपने वर्कर्स के लिए भी करें और एंड यूजर्स के लिए भी करें. तो वेरी वंडरफुल सेड. आई थिंक यू समराइज्ड लॉट ऑफ माय क्वेश्चंस टुगेदर इन दीज 3 ब्यूटीफुल स्टेटमेंट्स दैट यू मेड. दैट वाज वंडरफुल. और सर आपने मुझे एक्चुअली ज़्यादा टाइम दिया तो उसके लिए बेहद बेहद शुक्रिया सर.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed speaking to you, and it was a nice session to share and give back a lot of what probably I know. There's much more in the that is there available as in learning and sharing. And one of the things that all of us should adopt is self-learning and experiential learning. If we do that, I'm sure every single sphere that we are in and the world will become a better place as we go by. Thank you very much. And बहुत shukriya. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Jai Hind. Take care. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Diksha.